You graduated and are looking forward to start your professional journey in tech. Congratulations! But do you know what to expect? How different is corporate life from college life? Let's find out. In college, the usual expectations are study the courses, finish some assignments, do some small projects, prepare for tests, and maybe do some research. But corporate life is very different. Usually, you don't encounter things in college, even if you're studying computer science. Let's look at them one by one. First is ambiguity. In the academic environment, your projects have well defined requirements. Where at work, the requirements could be very ambiguous or they could change over time. You need to adapt to gathering and clarifying requirements through effective communication with your stakeholders like product managers or UX or visual designers. As I was recording in the morning, it started raining. And now the rain has stopped, but it is sunny now. I hope you don't mind the change of lighting. Coming back to the topic, another thing that is different is design discussions. As a student, I don't think you ever had to worry about large-scale design, except for maybe preparing for interviews. But at companies, it is absolute must, and it's a much involved process. As a newcomer, you might not be expected to come up with large-scale system design, but you should definitely participate in design discussions. That will help you broaden your perspective, teach you about scalability and maintainability of large-scale systems. Another thing to remember is coding conventions. As a student, your focus was mainly to just get things working. But in the professional environment, clean code and coding conventions matter a lot. You should brace yourself for the scrutiny from your peer reviewers. Don't take it personally. You should learn from the code reviews and understand why such conventions are in place. Avoid quick fixes and keep improving your code. Coding conventions and code reviews go hand in hand. In student projects, you rarely had code reviews, but in the professional realm, they are the norm. Code reviews improve code quality and collaboration. Code navigation is equally important. In college, you probably navigated your code or your project partner's code. But at companies, you could get exposed to large-scale legacy code bases. Sometimes it may feel like navigating through a labyrinth with a dimly lit flashlight. But you'll have help of your senior developers. Developing code navigation skill is invaluable. Debugging. Debugging as a student was as simple as just a few print statements. But at work, it could be as complicated as the game of Where is Waldo? Combing through thousands of lines of code and logs could get very overwhelming. Sometimes the bug is even hard to reproduce. But the satisfaction of fixing a complicated bug is priceless. Documentation. Documentation as a student meant just a couple of lines of comments. But in the corporate world, documentation is comprehensive. You should learn to craft documentation like a seasoned novelist. APIs, flow diagrams, system architecture, and you should keep it updated as it changes. Meetings. Student projects rarely required meetings. But at work, meetings multiply like rabbits. Discuss progress, roadblocks, design discussions. At times, they may feel unnecessary, but embrace the opportunity to learn and collaborate with others. Task management. Task management as a student was as simple as scribbling something on the post-it notes. But in the professional world, you face the ticket tornado. You have to learn systems like Jira, Trello, or any custom solutions that your company may have. And you should also understand task assignments and setting the right priority. Testing. Testing as a student was a piece of cake. Works on my machine or works on my professor's machine was enough. But at work, there are elaborated processes for testing. There are unit tests, integration tests, load tests, penetration tests, you name it. They will not only test your code, but also your sanity and patience. After testing comes deployment. As a student, deployment was as simple as emailing it to your professor or uploading it to the course website. But at companies, there are complicated processes like continuous integration, automation, monitoring, all while praying that your deployment does not bring down the company website. On-call rotations. You might be expected to address critical issues outside of regular working hours. Brace yourself for the late-night incidences and adrenaline-fueled troubleshooting. Good luck if you have a manager who asks every 5 minutes, why isn't fixed yet? Collaboration. Collaboration as a student was infrequent. You may actually get accused of plagiarism. But at work, collaboration takes the spotlight. collaborate with diverse characters, pair program, and foster camaraderie. Brilliant minds unite to create magic in software industry. Last but not least, learning and growth. Professional development as a student meant textbooks and tutorials. But at work, it's way beyond that, and it is continuous. Attend conferences, learn new tech stacks, build soft skills. No one will force you to, but embrace the culture of being a lifelong student. This may not be an exhaustive list, but hopefully you got an idea about the major differences between the college life and corporate life. Don't get overwhelmed. Stay curious and learn as much as you can. There is no tight deadline to learn and achieve all these things. You are on a path to becoming a pro. Enjoy the journey and have a great career. If you got value out of this video, please like, share, and subscribe.